As each decade gets closer to retirement, the strategies that you use needs to change. Do you know what they are? Stick around, folks. We'll figure it out. Show's called Your Money or Wealth. Joey Anderson here, certified financial planner, president of Pure Financial Advisors, and I'm with the big man, Big Al Clopine. He's sitting right over there. Hello, Big Al.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I can't wait for this show.
All right.
So excited.
So if you're in your 20s, 30s, 40s, or 50s, as you're approaching that roadmap to retirement, you need to switch your strategies. There's different things that you need to focus on depending on where you're at in that time frame. That's today's Financial Focus. Well, let's just kind of break things down here. We got different generations. You got Gen Z and Y, you got Gen X, and then you got the boomers. I'm Gen X. Al, you're a boomer.
I'm a boomer, yep.
There's some Gen Zs out there, right? But here's the problem when it comes to overall retirement planning is people's perception versus reality. So Fidelity, they asked these generations, are you on track? 30% almost across the board. Yep, I'm all good. Essentials on track. 28, 22, 27, or not sure. No one really knows. A bit off track, not at all. No one thinks they're not on track at all, Al.
Everyone's a little bit overconfident, perhaps.
Right. I mean, if you look at these two numbers combined, that's 60%. Right? It's a high volume of people that think they're on track, but we know the numbers, and we're going to break it down for you to see if you're on track. Let's get to it.
All right, today, financial planning at every age, specifically 20s, 30s, 40s, and 50s. We're going to focus on each decade and what you should be thinking about. Let's start with your savings goals. Let's see if you're on track or not. Let's figure out what the best strategies are for you, financial planning-wise, tax-wise, and all of the above, right? And then let's also figure out how to make up for lost time. In other words, if you find you're a little bit behind on some of the numbers that we're going to tell you, how do you get caught up? So, Joe, I think this is a really important topic because a lot of people don't really know if they're on track. And we're going to go over some of the numbers so people at least have an idea.
Right. I think we want to just make this super simple as well. It doesn't have to be complex to start mapping out your overall financial strategy. You're looking here, just super simple. Let's just start really high level. So depending on how old you are, you want a certain multiplier times your salary. For instance, if you're 50, you want 6 times your annual salary. If you're in your 30s, 1 time is just fine. If you're really close to retirement at 67, you want 10 times that final salary. Is a good high-level rule of thumb. Of course, there's all sorts of caveats to this, but at least this gets you kind of in the same zip code or area code.
It gives you an idea, and of course what happens is your salary changes over time. So typically it starts lower and it goes higher, right? So as you make more, typically as you progress in your career, that multiple, that amount's going to keep going up. So it's a good rule of thumb, like you said, Joe.
All right, let's walk you through a couple things here. Starting at age 20, so all you 20-year-olds, let's see if you're on track. Let's just assume you're making $30,000 a year in that first job. Monthly savings is $190. So again, if I'm 30 years old, I want 1 times that annual salary. So I'm starting from scratch and I need to get to that 1 time. So how much money do I need to save? $190 a month. So 7% of 30,000, $190 a month. Multiply that over a compounding effect. Boom, you got your 30,000. So we're on track, Al. We're on track.
So far, so good, Joe. So the first thing you need to think about, in addition to saving the $190 for retirement, is make sure you have an emergency fund. And when you're first starting out, just make sure you have something, right? $500, $1,000. What you're going to want to work up to is about 3 months of salary just to cover anything that may happen, right? If you have an unsteady job, sometimes construction jobs are boom and bust. You may want to have, Joe, maybe 6 months. Yeah,
so emergency fund. Look at your debt, your balance sheet. Right, maybe you want to start paying off some of the debt. You might have some credit cards, student loans, things of that nature. We've already talked about saving for retirement, figuring out, hey, what is that benchmark? What number do I need to hit at the end of the year? Then you can work the numbers backwards to figure out what that monthly savings is. And then mandatory insurance. Now, I think the biggest insurance that most younger people need is probably disability insurance, right? Or maybe some term life insurance if you are married or if you're engaged or if you're getting to start building that family. But the biggest asset for this age group is probably their ability to earn that income.
The ability to earn income. Of course, make sure you have medical insurance, make sure you have auto insurance, kind of maybe goes without saying. Now, sometimes if we tell a 20-year-old to save $190 a month, it's like, what? I mean, I can't even afford my bills. So here's a way to think about it. Just save something. $10, $20 a month, whatever it may be, and then each month try to save a little bit more, or certainly every single time you get a raise or a bonus, put more to it. Get to that point, get to $190, actually get to $200, get to $300. Keep adding to your savings. That's how retirement savings really multiplies.
Yeah, or another good rule of thumb is maybe you start real small like Al said, but just maybe increase it every quarter by 1%. So maybe you start at 3% of your income or 5% of your income, and the next quarter make it 6%, next quarter make it 7%. Those small incremental changes, you don't really feel that big of effect on your overall paycheck. But it's starting now. You want to make sure that you're paying yourself first. You got to take care of your older self. I know you'll feel like it's never going to come, but it's going to come, and it's going to come very, very quickly. So start saving now. If you would survey your parents or people in their 50s, 60s, and 70s, one of their biggest regrets is probably, hey, it's not, wow, I saved so much money. They're probably saying, hey, man, I probably could have saved a little bit more, and I didn't have to save that much if I would have started in my 20s. Hey, if you want more help with this, you know where to go. YourMoneyYourWealth.com. Click on that special offer this week. It's our favorite. It's our retirement readiness guide. YourMoneyYourWealth.com. Click on the special offer. We got to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Do you know right now how likely you are to run out of money in retirement? There's an easy way to find out. It's also free. Go to EasyRetirement.com.